Hi, I'm Tricia Swift, and welcome to Tastefind. So this is a recipe sharing application. So to use this app, you have to have an account. So you can either create an account by clicking down here, or you can go up to register to create your own account. Once you have an account, you log in, and it takes you to the home page where you can see the 5 most recently added recipes cycling through here on this carousel, just to give you a little bit of a taste of what's recently been added to the site. So then you can either go click on browse recipes or come up here to the nav bar and hit all recipes. Both will take you to this page where you can look at all the different recipes that have been added by yourself or by other users on the site. So there's different ways you can search. You could just scroll down and look at what all's here, or up in the search bar, you can search by recipe title. So if I knew the title had chicken in it, I could type chicken and that would narrow down the different chicken recipes. Or you can choose to do it by these tabs up here by their categories. So if you knew you were looking for a breakfast recipe or a dinner recipe or maybe even a dessert recipe, you can click on the tabs to quickly narrow down your search for what you're looking for. So if you click on my recipes, you'll see that it looks exactly the same. The only difference is these are only the recipes that you've added to the site. So you won't see any other users' recipes when you're on the My Recipes tab. Everything else about this page is the same functionality as the All Recipes. So if I click on, let's say, cinnamon rolls, this will take you to a little recipe details card here where you can see the title, the different category tags that this falls under. Then if you scroll down a little bit, you can see the ingredients needed, the directions for making this. You can see who created it and when they created this recipe. You can click on the image to see a picture of it again, or on the notes to see what users have to say. So ideally, the notes would be somewhere where users can talk about if they like it or not, but also if anyone makes this recipe with different substitutions for different food allergies and things like that, they can put that on this spot as well. So all users can add a note. You just type it in, and it'll immediately add it to the page, and you can edit and delete your own notes as well. So if you edit, you can do it right here on the page, which is nice. And then if you want to get rid of it, you just delete it. So if I go back to the recipe card, the main recipe piece, and you scroll down, you'll see there's a little grocery cart and you see a little heart on the right-hand side. So for this heart, this is going to show up anytime you're looking at another user's recipe. So it won't be there on your own recipes. So you can favorite any of the other recipes that other users have added so that you can also quickly find them if you wanted to. So if I wanted to favorite this, I would just click on the heart and you see it fills in. So now that means that this is one of my favorites. So if I scroll up to the top and I go to my favorites tab up here, you can see that now cinnamon rolls is listed there. If I click on that again and I uncheck the heart, then it would go away from that page. And then over here on the left-hand side, you see a grocery cart. So all these ingredients have check boxes next to them. So you can either individually select whatever you need, or you could click up here, which will select all of the ingredients. Whenever you have what you want, then you come down here and you select the cart, and it'll add all of the ingredients to a grocery list, which is sorted by the different grocery categories to help you better find what you need when you actually go to the grocery store. So if you did select all and you realize you don't need some of these ingredients because you actually have them at home already, you can just hit the little delete button next to each of them and it'll delete these individual items from your list. And then as you go shopping, this is meant to be kind of like a checklist. So you can start checking off whatever you put in your cart as you're shopping. So those items will show up down here in the completed items, the ones you've already found. So then you could also delete the completed items, or you could delete the entire grocery list when you're done. Another feature on here is any user can add a recipe. So if I click on add recipe, then this little recipe card and ingredients will pop up. So the idea is you type in the title, and I'm not going to type in all of this just because it takes a little bit of time, but I'll walk through what you would have access to here. So you can write your title of the recipe, choose what categories they fall into. You can pick a picture from your computer. So you just pick a file on your computer that matches whatever you're trying to load. And then you can list out all the directions for this recipe. And then lastly, the ingredients are over here. So these are all the ingredients that are currently in the system. So as you can see, this is a very long list. So that's why there's a search bar. So if you know what you need to add, you can just type it in here and it'll narrow down your search. So say I want to add cherry tomatoes, I just check that and it automatically adds to the ingredients. And then you also see that now these input fields are enabled. So I can say the quantity and the unit of how many cherry tomatoes I want. So I want 2 cups. So you can continue to do this for all your ingredients. If an ingredient that you need is not in this list, then you can come up here to the add ingredient button and type in whatever ingredient you want, pick the grocery category, and then when you save, it will immediately be added to this ingredients option. And you can find it on any future recipes you want to write, and all of the users will also have access to whatever ingredients that you've added to the system. So it's accessible to everybody that uses the site as soon as it gets added. So when you're done, you would just hit save, and it would take you back to that detailed recipe card that we saw earlier. I'm going to hit cancel just because we didn't actually write it all out. So then the last thing I want to show you is if you click on one of your own recipes, and you come down to the bottom here, you'll see an edit and a delete button. So if you click on the edit, it looks just like the add recipe page does, but instead everything is filled in. So you can easily edit anything you need to edit. So if there's a measurement that's wrong, or you have an extra direction, or you want to change the picture, you can edit whatever you need to here. So it works just the same way that the add recipe one worked. So I'm going to hit cancel because I'm not changing anything. And you also have that option to delete. And whenever you click the delete, it'll always see if you're sure you want to delete it before you do it, which I do not want. I do not want to right now. The only other thing here is if you go up on the right-hand side next to logout, you see the picture. That's just for the profile page for you to see your account information. So all that really has is your first and last name, your email, and then the number of recipes that you've written so far. So that is pretty much my app. The one exciting thing about this is that this app has been fully deployed. So if you want to kind of tinker around with this yourself, you can find the link on my LinkedIn page. So feel free to check that out, and thanks so much for watching.